Found my exactly. Brendan. Either Morgan, either or both. What is going on, dude? My favorite color is whatever they're biting. What if they're not biting anything and you just have to pick something? Big gill color. Hard to beat. I'm trying to think. AJ, what's up? Watermelon red. Never been a big fan of that. Chartreuse and black. Big fan of that. Uh, let's see what we have going on here. Do we have? Yes, we do. I would probably, in the last couple years, I would maybe have to roll with tomato shad. Indie Magic. Of course. Do you have a crankbait that color yet, AJ? You will today. Or you'll see it today because I'm releasing it in a rock crawler. Suck it. Mindy, I know it's not my name, but I thought it sounded good. And it's this cool little crawfish pattern. It's got a little bit of black. It's got some green pumpkin, maybe a little bit of brown. Flat brown, though. Not glossy brown. And yeah, it's got a little chartreuse. It's pretty nice looking. It's a pretty nice looking little color I came up with that I invented. So hope you guys enjoy it. John, what's up? That's probably my favorite thing to paint, Tyler, is the little baby bluegill you see swimming around like docks and stumps and stuff and on the bank that are like that pearly blue gold. I love painting those. Like if I'm just painting for fun, I'll just look at a picture of one of those and paint that thing. Like that's to me that's way more appealing than a shad. Shad are fun, but not like the little bitty bluegill. The bigger bluegills I don't enjoy as much painting, but like the big mature bluegill, they aren't so much my thing. But as far as enjoyment goes, yeah, I think Amy's still here, but uh, Amy's got a bachelorette party to go to today, and she'll be gone all weekend till Sunday. And I was talking about the kids are going to our mom's house tonight, so uh, I'm able to do a Patreon. Don't have a guest, but I'm just going to do it myself. Um, and I was like, you could come on with you could be my guest and bring all the bachelorette girls on there. That'd be fun. She's like, yeah, but they'd like that. I was like, yeah, I bet. Live from the hot tub. Um, I had such a hard time painting gills. Gills took me years to get where I wanted them to be. And the great thing about that is it never gets better. I mean, it does for some people. It depends on your personality. Um, but some people get to a point and they're like, this is where it ends. This is good. And but if you're constantly trying to improve, nothing will ever be good enough. So you'll get to a point where you can live with stuff, like you're okay with it. You know what I mean? But typically you find something wrong with everything or something needs improvement. Um, AJ's finesse jig was almost perfect. Just needs to leave out the black, green, pumpkin, and chartreuse. Pretty much. My straight brown, huh? That's an interesting one. Old Excalibur Pearl Melon. I'll have to look that one up. I don't think I've ever thrown a straight brown in my life. Do you throw silicone or do you throw living rubber, Morgan? Or will you have to kill me? You're not staying up late tonight. Jeremy's trying to get you for a Burnsy Live 2.0, but he's unaware that you are not available for Thursdays. He's a Friday Saturday guy. But what was I gonna say? We're talking about jigs. God, I feel old, dude. I have to like look down my glasses like I'm wearing glasses and I'm not wearing glasses. What a geezer. Um, there goes straight brown by a little purple glitter. Bachelorette party was what I was referring to. Marty should stay up late for that hot tub session. Burns would probably make an exception for the bachelorette party hot tub Patreon. I'll throw either mostly silicone, just brown, and not everything else. I'll have a green, pumpkin, purple, or cinnamon purple speed crawling and send it. I'm with Tyler. Black and blue is all you need. Tyler, you are in the area that you would probably know about this jig. It was called. It was made over there in Louisiana. Um, I forget the name of it, but it was. I want to say it was black, blue, possibly brown, and it was something gator, something gator. Black, blue, and this fish scale glitter green in it, and it was called something. I thought it had something gator in it, but this is probably over 10 years ago. Um, but back then I was like super nerdy on jig colors, just because I liked tying them, and I like making jigs and like different jig colors and stuff. So anytime I saw like a different colored jig, I was getting geeky. But anyway, that dude I fished with that won the Southern Open or the Central Open, Danny Smith, I think his name was, on the Red River. That was all he threw, and he threw that color and a bullfrog Xerispook, and he's like, "This is the only color I throw," and I watched him hammer him on it at Kentucky Lake. So, I'm gonna go home and make me some of those. But it caught him good. I don't know that it caught him better than anything else, but it caught him. I threw it for a while. Somebody would know from that. Maybe it was a Red River thing. Maybe it was a Red River thing. Ooh, pizza. Leftover Casey's? Or Red Baron? Delta and Santone. Delta's made a pretty good stronghold on the state of Louisiana over there. Get any packages from Sack Pig? Nope. Nope. North Louisiana Yankee stuff, pretty much. Pretty much exactly what it is. Delta Jigs, just a brand. You see them a lot in South Louisiana. They make spinner baits. They make kind of like a Humdinger spinner bait. They make buzz bait, but I think their buzz bait's just a. I mean, it's just a do it head. All their stuff is pretty generic, but it's just like very. Everything looks to be real clean, well put together. Just good fishing stuff. You know what I mean? Good fishing stuff. Anything worth trying? Oh yeah, they do make a chatterbait. I think it's got that weird. It's got the split ring and the non-coffin bill, which I don't like. Good components, nothing fancy. No, yeah, Brendan, I don't think it's worth going out of your way to buy. Tyler, I will say, you weren't on the Patreon, were you? But I had my buddy Keith on, the spinnerbait guru, and he was telling me a story off air about. We meant to talk about the Humdinger, but we ran out of time. But he's like, dude, I don't know what it is with that damn Humdinger. He said, but me and a guy from here qualified for some tournament over there in Louisiana, and he said, we had plans to throw a spinnerbait, and he said we both. It was like a BFL or something, like a regional. And he said we both drew local guys. And he said we had our like War Eagles and our Hank Parkers and all that shit. And he said we got these two locals on both of our boats throwing Humdingers, and they're just whizzing them off the back of the boat behind him throwing a spinnerbait, and he's like, they started whacking him. And he's like, what's that spinnerbait? He's like, it's a Humdinger. And he looked at it, and he's like, there is no way in hell that bait should act like that. They shouldn't bite this one over that one, because I mean it's got a pretty heavy wire. Like it's nothing fancy, but I don't know what it was, but those dudes were getting throttled, and the Mobilians with no Humdingers were getting destroyed. So he's like, I keep them in the boat now. I learned a valuable lesson. I said, yeah. But no, a humdinger's like to me, a humdinger's like a step above an H&H. They're not too fancy. Nothing too fancy about them. But they do have a cult following their catchers. Storming? That means you're not fishing, Darius. That means D to the Arius is not fishing. It costs 10 cents, so you aren't scared to throw them in the nasty stuff. Yeah. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Keith's got enough spinner base. He's not worried about it. I don't know. I don't know what the magic of the humdinger is. Maybe I need to get Mr. Humdinger on here. I talked to the dudes at Trilane to bring back the 17. What were their opinions on that, Brendan? Did they say we've already got it out? It's called 20. Were they receptive to the idea? This is how you approach that. Listen, guys. Y'all really stirred up some shit with this Nessie. And there's going to be a lot of backfire. There's going to be a lot of backlash for this Nessie theft. But I have an option. I know a way that can get the public back in your good graces and erase the Nessie debacle from history. Okay, what's that? All you have to do is make Big Game 17 clear. So it's a wash. When everybody sees it back, they will completely forget what scumbags you are. And all of the stink will go away. Dark Greens, Warrior. We're not trying to get greedy here, Brendan. We just want clear. We'll start with clear. We'll get clear glowing. Get clear coming down the pipe. Maybe they'll throw us another bone. Maybe throw some green in there for the green army guys. Big Game 6, that would be sweet. Bros, I don't know if y'all are crappie fishermen, but I spooled up the Beans rod with some Mr. Crappie neon yellow line, and it's like 6 pound test. That's the strongest damn 6 pound test I've ever seen in my life. Like a 3-year-old can't break it. She can't throw in enough trees. She can't drag it down the road. She can't do anything to break this line. Like I feel like it gives Big Game a run for its money as far as durability goes. Stuff is incredible. I'd hate to try it in 15. That could be my favorite color. That could be my favorite color. It just catches them, dude. Any water, any time of year, anywhere. Another Shout out to Aaron Martins. The only reason I ever tried that color is because he was throwing it at Guntersville. Only reason. Oh, speaking of the Nessie, did y'all see the Ike Live that he did with the designer of the bait that works for Berkley? So I saw this interview and I I saw it. It was before ICAST, and I hadn't really seen the bait. I knew what the bait was, but I didn't know, like I hadn't seen the colors yet. I don't know if they had released those. So I listened to the designer talk, and he said he was at some like gas station or something somewhere, or he was somewhere, and he ran into this guy that was a taxidermist, I believe. And they got hooked up, and he asked that guy to do the colors for the Nessie. And I thought to myself, wow, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what a taxidermist came up with for the colors. Have y'all seen those things? They're horrific. And the dude was like, he killed it, dude. Like, these colors are insane. 30, 31, I think. I think we picked up a couple more recently. 30-ish. Um, I think Bob asked me what line I was talking about. I was talking about Mr. Crappie Neon Yellow 6-pound test is the strongest fishing line I think I've ever felt in my life. Oh, in other news, I fried my starter today. I get to replace that. The interesting thing is, I don't have a way to get to Advanced Auto Parts right up the street because Amy's gone and my dad's gone and everybody's gone. So I'm sitting out, my truck's sitting out front, cooling off, waiting for me to go take the starter off of it. And then I might have to walk to Advanced Auto Parts or take an Uber. Brendan, I didn't apply for that job. He has affiliations that I don't affiliate with, so sorry. I think it's cooked, AJ. It smells kind of stinky. Mr. Crappie is piano wire, dude. It may be, but that shit is tough. That shit is tough. Look at that. Look at that sexy red. It ain't no prior money red, but it's pretty red. Sorry if I'm dragging the conversation backwards, but my favorite lure color right now is crankbait chartreuse blackback. It's hard to beat it. It is hard to beat it. I've been going chartreuse gold, black underlayer on the shoulders. That gives me a little extra flash in the fish, I think, in the title for whatever reason. I like gold. Free bait to anyone that can get me a starter today. Yes, free bait. If you come into the shop today and you take me to get my starter that I've already paid for and ordered at Advanced Auto Parts 3.2 miles away, you can go shopping on the wall. They deliver parts to shops. They should bring you one. I don't know. That thing is red. That thing is red. And I will tell you something, bros. Not all reds are created equal. Uh, there are certain times where you can throw like a Rayburn red, and if you're especially if you're fishing behind people, like if you're Tyler, where you fish behind a lot of people throwing red in the spring, if you throw a really dark, like almost black red, you will see fish that you never knew existed. Darius is trying to get a free bait. He is going to call Advanced Auto Parts and say, yes, this is Tacklecraft. I need my parts. Bring them to me, you assholes. They'll probably try to deliver it to my billing address, and then they take it to my house, and then I'd have to get it from 12.9 miles away. Hey. I didn't think about them delivering. You cannot throw a color on Rayburn or Toledo that they haven't seen. You're probably right. They have probably seen all of them. They have probably seen all of them. That's how you know you got a good one, when it works on Toledo and Rayburn. I think that's probably why those colors blow up so much for like rattle trap, because when it's going down, like guys know that it's going down. Um, there are a lot of shades of red, but guys typically like this color is a lot darker than it looks in here. Like it looks more like that. That's probably more of an accurate depiction of what red that is. But I have seen that color red make a real big difference bite wise compared to a typical stop sign red or like a Rayburn red or something. I tried to do this yesterday. I'm paying the price for it today. I got done clear coating, and I peeled the tape off of a lot of them, and I had these like 20 left, and I was like, they'll be fine. I'll do those tomorrow. They're extra grabby. They are in and out of there all the time doing purchase shops. She would get it this afternoon probably. The only thing that I would have to do is I have to give them my existing starter to get my core money back. And I don't know, can they do that over the phone, or would I be able to have to sign for something? That's the only thing I need. I need my core money back. I want my $25. TK needs a bicycle. Oh, if we still have, there's a four-wheeler in the back. I wonder if I could drive the four-wheeler up there. I wonder if I would get a ticket. I have to air up the tires. And probably put gas in it. The Ranger is not here. If the Ranger was here, I'd probably drive the Ranger up there, no shit. But my parents went out of town. They're supposed to be back today, and they should come by here at some point. So after I get done with this, it should be hot enough outside that I can crawl under my truck and cremate myself. So we'll see. Take it back later. Well, maybe when I get done unmasking these baits and getting ready to ship them, I'll call them and see if they can throw me a bone. Truck repair about to turn into four-wheeler repair. Yeah, I have to call and order parts for the four-wheeler. It's like a '87 Honda Big Red. The thing's bulletproof, dude. I guarantee you, I could like put gas in it, and it would probably crank up third kick. I'd like to know how many hours are on it. Probably not that many though. Now my wife wants to know more about the pretzels. The voodoo pretzels. The Bean had some this morning. You mean these? Dude, it's hot as a son of a bitch in here. What's that air on? 77. Good God. Feels like my house. Cooking in here. Oh, no, not a Honda Rancher. It's just a Honda 250. Red one. I don't think it's a Rancher. Doesn't say anything on it. TK Voodoo Chex Mix. Kyle, don't they sell the Voodoo flavor? I could make Voodoo's. If they do sell the flavor, I could potentially make Voodoo Chex Mix, which would be out of this world game changer. Bob, you're still petitioning for a route? It's an Eric status now. Hella's getting secret stuff. Hella is an elite camper. Hella is a camp counselor. Ha! That's good. That's good. Counselor status. Put walleye in my belly, good things happen. Even if you don't cook me a shore lunch on the actual shore, you just bring shit called shore lunch. Fucking sealer. Did y'all see my Instagram story? My suck it walleye post? I didn't get his the advisor was good. Camp advisor. That spawned on the boat. Uh, fished this morning and the humidity is at 1,000. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. To tell you how hot it is, dudes. Um, Yesterday I was clear coating and my air pressure, my air pressure kept getting shittier and shittier, and I was like, what is going on? I kept turning it up, and I realized that my compressor was shutting off because it was overheating. And it was so damn hot yesterday that my compressor couldn't even run for any length of time without overheating. So that's what I've been dealing with. So when your compressor can't even run, you can only imagine what it does to paint. Pretty painful. TK came up with advisor high on Casey's Pizza. You are correct. I was totally stoned on Casey's Pizza. I was tripping on Casey's. I was in a Casey's K-hole. It's cool, 118 today. Gonna love the Gulf Coast tropical temps. Yep. Yeah, the dumbass weather guys on the radio give us a heat advisory every day. Temperature is going to be around 100. Heat index 110. Yeah, I know, asshole. My compressor is about to blow up. My paint's about to spontaneously combust, and it sprays like sand no matter how much retarder I put in it. It sprays like dirt. So I either have to cool my paint off or paint at night, which is an option. It's a shitty option, but it is an option. So we'll see. We shall see. Come off of there, dude. Oh, it's getting worse. 99. Hello, my sweet. Are you on the road? Oh, one more, and then I'm gonna go take my starter off. Have a good trip, Amy. Have fun at the party. She'll be tuning in live. Patreon guest tonight, Amy and the girls from the hot tub. Boozed up. My YouTube account would get suspended. All right, all done. Finally, going to get a strike. Yeah, no shit, Brian. The camp would grow exponentially. We would have campers out the yazoo. Patreon was invented. Maybe. Another personal favorite color. I got to choose the colors on these. Painter's choice was given. Just fish catching stuff. Nothing too out of the world. That one's badass. All right. All right. I'm done being a camper if you stop doing fishing tips and start charging $20 a month. These are not great jorts. These are okay jorts. These are I don't like these. I don't like the denim. Sean, you're exactly right. Could. Look at the viewers. Nearly 30 viewers. You start talking about bikinis and hot tubs, people's ears perk up. Did someone say hot tub? Prefer the non-fishing talk. Yeah, no. Some people, AJ, actually like it. Had some copper. It's probably just the way the gold scales. They're not really gold. The actual color is called orange. But on top of the red, it probably gives them a coppery look. Maybe I don't know. What square bills are the 1.5s? Excalibur XS 1500 or something dumb. Ask AJ, he likes them. JP, you might see those floating around your neck of the woods in the spring. XS 100, excuse me. XS 100, yeah. That's them. That bees them. I'm not a fan of them, but some people are. My question to those XCS 100 fans are, what do they do that a RC 1.5 doesn't do? Bob, they sell blanks now, so that's probably, I don't know that there's much of a market for them. 50, that's pretty good. They're still cheaper than a 1.5? Not after you custom paint them, AJ. $50's a lot. You must have really liked them, Bob. I don't want to say it's humid this morning, but I waved and saw a wake. I feel you, Tom. A cheaper version. Cheaper, uglier version. $2.99. They were that cheap. Okay, I can understand it then. If they were that cheap, I definitely, it makes sense now why you would buy that crankbait. $2.99 is cheap, real cheap. I think the XVS 100 are a little heavier than an RC 1.5, but I could be wrong. Does the RC have a faster float to it also? Let's weigh them. Let's weigh them and find out. I will say, I need to find a custom painted RC, because then it would be the same amount of paint and clear coat on top of existing paint. Not that it would really matter. I need a smaller scale too, so we can get real picky. I don't think my scale's in here. Is there a custom painted RC 1.5 up here? Let's see here. Oh. You think it'll matter that this one's had the lip shaved off? That'll probably affect the weight. I'm looking. I mean, they're nearly identical. They just put a really shitty looking gill plate on it and a little beady eye and a dumb looking mouth. Let's just see. Excalibur lipless still your favorite? I caught a bunch of fish on it, but I didn't think it was the bait. Honestly, like when they were out and I was throwing them, I didn't like the fish I was catching on it. I didn't think, damn, this bait is doing something. This bait is doing something special that no other bait can do. Like, to me, it was just a lipless. All right, what's this one? Let's go grams. 8 grams on the Lucky Craft. 10 grams on the Booyah. There you go. There you go, gentlemen. Booyah is 2 grams heavier, so it would probably not float as high. Maybe get a little deeper. Morgan, do you believe that the only reason you caught that 27 pounds was because of your bait being an XR Booyah Excalibur? Do you think that bag would have not happened had you been throwing a red-eye shad? If I would have swapped your bait for a red-eye shad, do you think you would have caught the same fish? Same color, same weight? Just curious. Ryan likes the Strike King 1.5. Have some of those. Never thrown one. I have them over there in a box for some reason. Speaking of faster float, what square bills do you guys find rise the fastest other than anything made by Marty? I have recommendations, but they're annoying to fish. I wouldn't necessarily. Like, they're too floaty. I called 2 more 20-pound limits. Wow. That's a lot. Brat. You learned to love the Strike King 1.5 out of fear of losing your $18 crankbait. Yeah, nobody. What is the deal with Why is the 2.5 not getting any love? I still am kept awake at night because there is a 2.5 attached to some black mesh on the riverbank in Town Lake that I spent probably 2 hours and multiple days trying to get loose, and I still never could get it loose. And it was the one 2.5. Like I had had it the longest. It was my oldest 2.5. It was copper green, rash to hell, beat up, and I had to leave it there. I had to donate it. 2.0 is great bait, I will say. 2.0 is a great size. I like the 2.0 better than the 1.5, honestly. Um, Here's a RC2 I wouldn't let die. I did a build conversion on it. This is, I think, the third lip that's been installed in it. The only problem with it is it has a big crack in the belly, but it's still living. It's still trying to go, but I love the 2.0 or the 2. I guess I just call it a 2. Nothing's going to rise like balsa. First crank was a 1. Just painted some KVD 2.5s now. They cannot sell painted. Hold on, let me reread that. Just painted some KVD 2.5s. Now they cannot sell painted. My brain can't comprehend what that means right now. How does one pull the old bill out? You don't. What you have to do is if you break your bill, you just cut it off around the shape of the bait and kind of sand it smooth. And then you have to take a hacksaw blade and saw your lip slot. And you can only go so far because the line tie goes in and kind of goes under. There's a piece of metal that's inside this bill slot. So you can only notch the bill a little bit. But I drilled holes in the back of my bill for the epoxy to go in, and it seems to be holding. I mean, it'll hold long enough till it doesn't, but I feel like I can keep this bait going for a pretty good while. Do I know anything about zero turn motors? I don't. I feel what's the motor or the steering? That would be the only thing I would think would be goofy on a zero turn would be the steering. It's the motor. It's always the carb. Clean the carb. It's the carb. You throw the BDS Magic or just the fat BDS? I think I don't even know what all BDSs I've got. You need a big plastic square bill. Nobody's done that one right either. Burns has me at 2.5. It's right here. John Pryor painted it. I mean, that's a Bossa B2, but it's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. There's a few little things I would change about this, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe take the belly down a micron. Old Pryor. JP. What is it doing / not doing? Well, Frank, what about a Norman Big N? Butyrate. Single knocker. Pretty decently available. Is that an option? That's a pretty good running bait. I could order I could try. I need to try some of those. I need to try some of those grenade knockoffs. I saw those lately or recently. But yeah, it's a Norman, probably. If I don't know that I've heard Uncle Frank talk about the Big N. Maybe he has. Check for spark. I mean, what you got? Air, spark, fuel. It's got to be one of those three. Need a Burns 2. The crazy thing is, I'm looking at all my Bagleys. They're all different. Like if you want to take the profile of one and like copy it, it'd be easier to probably do a 2.5, which we've done a 2.5. It's been a while, but just the radiator bearings. I need to paint that, Burns. Speaking of. All right, dudes, I'm gonna go snatch my radiator off. This shirt will no longer be white anymore. It's going to be nasty. So I'm gonna go get some gloves on and my tools and go lay on the ground and sweat my dick off. If you don't hear back from me, I either melted or got abducted walking to the parts store. But I am planning on doing a Patreon tonight. I need to make me a little thumbnail. I am going to do a. All right. I just opened Facebook. Baxter came to the rescue. So Rob Cochran now claims that the Strike King Dirt Dick or whatever it's called is his design. So Jawjacker says, that's what happens to the little guys. I really like doing fishing shows, but it has some drawbacks, like big companies coming to see what's custom made. I think that's a stretch. I really think that's a stretch. Like, it literally is a KVD something with a like longer bill. Like, it's not a Jawjacker. I can assure you, it's not. Like, they didn't need a Jawjacker to make this bait. There it is. Baxter's on it. With all due respect, Rob, Strike King didn't KO you. So the dude says, looks like another rock crawler to me. And Baxter responds, it's a 1.5 with a Series 4 lip. That's pretty much exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. It is the bill angle of a Strike King Series 4 on a 1.5 body. Not a Jawjacker. Sorry. Nice try, though. Ryan, he posted that on the Jawjacker page, but earlier this morning it was on Woodbait Nation, I think. He posted Strike King must be doing R&D at fishing shows. The gravel dog sure looks like the X model. That's a little, I think that's grasping at straws. Baxter he does have ties to Strike King, but he is also right. He's not blowing smoke. He's not puffing on a Strike King member. He is in fact correct. It is literally a KVD 1.5 body. That's kind of what it looked like. I don't know that I would 100% agree with that, Tyler, but I'll let you have your piece. It just looks like a Strike King 1.5 with a rock crawler bill, pretty much. But what is this? I don't even know who this guy is. Why am I getting notifications for your lives? That really just looks like yeah, I think now that it's like, let's everybody jump on these guys, it's grasping at straws at this point. Baxter's going to be on there Monday. At least he'll be easier to talk to than Manson. All right. Get your cutter fixed. Wish me luck, dudes. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Brennan, I was watching that and I was telling Amy, I was like, what is Brendan doing? And she was like, what? And I was like, I wish I would have known this. I would have given him a heads up that it's going to be worse than pulling teeth, like trying to get this guy to talk. Like even talking to him on the phone when he needs something is hard. Much less when he doesn't need something, like when you're just like talking to him normal. It's like this is going to be a challenge for young BBC, and but it's good for it was good practice to elevate your interviewing skills, because he's probably one of the more difficult ones to interview. So if you're trying to get better, certainly good guests to have. Manson, Sean, Manson, Count Manson. People are a little overboard. Yeah, I think people have gotten a little uh, grabby. So anyway, y'all have fun. We'll talk to y'all later.